platform is that organization that takes you from where you are, assesses where you want to be, and then directs you how to get to where you want to be. And then it has impacted me in building my capacity. It's made me realize that knowledge is power, even though it's something I've said a lot of times, and I don't want to cliche. With knowledge transform me. This is what something I didn't even imagine. There are times where I didn't imagine it has impacted something. And so in my webinar and said it made me realize that knowledge is able to teach me I didn't really know I could achieve. And
the enterprise and innovation development is a place where people in business, professionals, and leaders come together, they come to love mind, they come to learn from each other, and they come to share ideas, they come to network, they come to see how we can try.
For me, EID Summit is always disruptive in the sense that they help to reconfigure your mind. Those people that come to teach us are not just telling us from the pages of the books. They are not making us clones of the authors, but rather they are sharing practicality of how they have been able to survive and grow their businesses to where it is.
So we watch them speak and talk about their experiences. And for me, if these people can do it, I know that I can do it too. And that one day we will get there. I'll get to be like them as long as I continue to persist.
Well, every year is different, but something is consistent. We get global change leaders to come and share their experience with us. And then there's something consistent, and that's process. You can't skip the process, and you need to do that.
So I have been able to listen, see, and hear from those people, those who have broken more grounds, those who have excelled, have been in high places, who have learned, gone through a lot of things. Gold needs to go through fire. Those who have gone through the fire to be who they are. So EID Summit is a place to be, a place where we get to learn.
It's been something that once you get to attend, you really don't go back the same person. Like you come out with this fresh ideas suddenly because of those who have gone ahead of you, how they're able to, express.
So when you are honest about who you are, you learn to stop wanting everything. It is our desire, our drive, our push, our hunger, wanting everything. That's what has brought us to where we are. Because we are not running our own race anymore. And I'm talking about how you take yourself in whatever skill that you find yourself. You will learn to stop wanting everything. Why do people become negative about life? Why do people have negative energy?
Why do people become competitive? Why do people derail? Like they're on fire in February. You know, everything is in February. Everything is moving. February ended. And then in March, they begin to look to the left and look to the right. And then look to what they have written down. And then they are like, oh. And then they are tried again. They are tried again. And then they look forward. What will give you peace of mind? Which should be the goal of everyone under the sound of my voice. What will give you of mind 2023? Being honest with yourself, enough to know who you are and do what it takes to live the life that you want. That's it.
Hello, how you all doing? Awesome. I'm excited about today's webinar. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So good to see everyone here. I was just taking time to scroll around and see our faces for those of us who turned on the camera. And then for those who did not, just checking to see the names that have that I'm kind of familiar with, and I just got smiling. So how you all doing though? We're gonna have a great time today, and not just a great time, we're gonna have a very impactful time today, transformational. And like I said in the first webinar that we had, that I'm not coming to bamboozle you, right, with Greek and Latin and all that, something that would be beyond your comprehension. And I said in the last webinar that there's really nothing new under the sun. It might just be the way it's been presented, you know, and anyone who tells you that what I'm about to share today is new, you've not heard it before, it's a revelation and all, yeah, fine, you may not have heard it before, but it's not new, you know. And I need us to have that understanding today that I'm just here to inspire you, remind you, and then to some people, it might just be new too, like new in the sense that they are just hearing it for the first time, or they are just hearing it in this perspective, in this dimension for the first time. And today it's just us talking. I just want to talk to every one of us connecting from different states in Nigeria and also different countries. We had a little typographical error on the flyers when we sent it out, and it had already gone viral with the UK time, right? So for those of us connecting from the UK, I would appreciate it, you know, if you can reshare this. Actually, let all of us do that, right? Share the link with your friends, put it on your status for just the next 30 minutes. You can bring it down afterwards. Just do this for us, right? Let's share it on our Facebook pages, on our Instagram, on our status. And then when we are done with the webinar, you can pull it down, right? So if you want to, right? For those of us who are that sensitive. So how you all doing? I mean, how you all doing? Today I would love some energy in the chat room. I don't want the chat room to be quiet today. And I don't know who is there already. Victor, JB, Antonia, Bridget, Taufik, every one of us Victor, Patience, to maybe I want all the everybody, leaders, everybody, let's get busy. As much as I want you to take notes, I also want us to just give me some energy in the chat room today, please. I will need it. I want us to teach together today. I want us to flow together today. I want us to do this together, as well today. So again, share this link, please. We are on Facebook right now at The Real Platform. We're on YouTube as well, I want to believe. So whichever of these platforms you want to connect with us, feel free. I know not everybody would want to come to the Zoom, so you can just go to our YouTube page, and then someone can also drop the link in the chat, so we can just copy it and then paste it, and then it's going to come live on either our Facebook or our YouTube, as the case may be. And then your friends, your loved ones can join on any of these platforms just to be a part of what we are doing today. It's the Real Platform webinar season 2, as we prepare for an impactful 2023. One of the messages I kept sending out to everyone alongside any other thing I say is that this year will be impactful and nothing compared, to the previous years. It's going to be your best year ever yet. I mean, for those of us who got that message, I said, and I meant every word in that statement, that this year is going to be your best year yet, but as much as that has come as a word, and then I would get people say amen, and all that, like we always do, there is a lot of responsibility that is attached to that statement, a whole lot of responsibility that is attached to that statement. So I'm not here this evening to probably say 10 things you need to do, or 21 things you need to do, or 5 things you need to do. At some point, I would get to ask questions that would trigger your thought process. At some point, I would get to push you a little bit by asking you to write stuff down. I would encourage you, this is the best I can do to encourage you, write these things down and then get back to your drawing board and answer these questions and be sincere and genuine and real, with yourself as regarding that. Okay. Are we together? Good. Can I get thumbs up to that? Are we together? So if again, I want to emphasize, because of the mistakes that we made on the flyers for the time in the UK, if you are there, and I think this is a good time for us to announce to the world, because this is global, is the fact that we're going to be in the UK in April. And I want to commend, the effort of some of our outstanding leaders and representatives in that domain. Victor Yebade, thank you so much. I want to globally acknowledge the awesome work you already put into ensuring that we have a good vision casting and transformational meet and greets that would help everyone who would come in there on that day experience something new, right? So we will be planning towards that, and the date will be announced. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the webinar. At the same time, I want to appreciate Dume B as well, Lincoln, Victor in Leeds. Thank you so much, guys. So April is UK. I will be there live myself. I mean, this is not virtual, this is physical, and I'm pumped up already. I'm excited about the fact that I will be there to see this dream come true. And some of the things I will be sharing with us today are the things that has helped, this young man build from zero, from nothing. That's the truth. And these are the principles, the basic things that I had to just stay true with. For those of us who are here who knew where this whole thing began, and then some people will be watching as well who knew where this whole thing began, will understand and attest to that. The likes of Dr. Tosin, Ifeolu Aidowu, and a few other people, Julie B, Victor Obuchuku, and a few other people, Patience, and a few other. We have everybody still here consistently staying strong. And then in the month of October, after COVID-19, we started really good in the US, and then we had COVID come, and then we went quiet, affected a lot of things and all that. So, but in the month of October, we will be having our first after COVID major event in the US as well, in the city of Maryland. So we do April in the UK, where I will be there physically. We do July in Nigeria, where I'll be there physically, and then in October we will do the United States of America. At some point, we might have to do other places as well, but that's what we have on the calendar right now. And I also want to celebrate all the city coordinators from Nigeria that are present, and all our members, the workforce in all the cities. Time will not permit me to call your names, from Abuja to Lagos to Jos, Plateau State, Lokoja in Kogi State. We have Enugu in Enugu State, and then we have Oka in Anambra State. I want to say kudos to all of you for the good job you're doing. This year we will do much more. And then the other cities that are already flashing our map: Kano, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, Accra, Ghana. We are waiting for you guys to sit up. So today I will start with the words of Colin Powell. It's a leadership guy that a lot of us who are deep into reading leadership materials would have heard his name. He said that a dream does not become reality through magic. A dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, he said. It takes sweat, it takes determination, it takes hard work. That's what he said. I mean, coming from him, who have been in the place of leadership for a long time, I can't help but start this session with quoting him. A dream does not become reality. All these things I have said about the real platform, we will be here, we will be there. These things did not become a reality through magic or wishful thinking. No. It takes sweat, it takes determination, it takes hard work. It's taken from us sacrifices, sleepless nights, and all that. It's amazing how you are preparing for an hour, 30 minutes thereabout webinar, and you have put in over 14 hours of energy, to come up with this. Rehearsed like twice already today. I mean, I'm not one of those who would come here and blow, grammar and let you feel like, I'm an expert at what I do. No, I'm good at it. I'm an expert, as the case may be, but expert does not become what it is called without some investment of sweat. Expert does not become what it is said to be without some investment of determination, hard work. Went to bed at about 4 a.m., past 4 a.m. thereabout this morning. As at past 8, I was already up here. I was already up here, right? And I have I have gone through, my notes like twice or thrice. I mean, you'll be shocked. Let me show you guys. Why do I do this? I try as much as possible to be as practical and as practical as possible. And then someone will say, KJK, how did you just stand on the screen and then just went pop, 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 pop? I've had people ask me those questions and all that, but it's not magical. Listen to me. Where you will be tomorrow is not magical. It's not just by abracadabra, just trying to show you my notes, right? This is page 1, this is page 2, this is page 3, this is page 4, this is page 5, this is page 6. So, and then this is page 7, right? And then this morning I came up with this again as an added note, which when I was doing, just going through the notes and trying to do my quick reviews and rehearsals and all that. So everywhere I'm going, I have it folded in my hands for days. So ownership doesn't happen by boom. The person who said proper preparation prevents poor performance is right. 150% correct, right? Nothing just happens. For those of you who are close would have heard me say that 1,001 times. Nothing just happens. You understand? So these things, they don't just happen. So, sorry, let me drop it down. So, Albert Einstein defined the word insanity. And you've heard that being said, either by me or by people several times. These are statements that have stood with me for over 20 years. Okay, so they have built me, they have grown me, they have helped me and helped the network that I have around me. And I want to ask you guys as well, every one of us here on the line today, to probably write them down, put them on your refrigerator, on sticky notes on your table somewhere, just as a reminder. You hear them over and over again. He said that doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results is defined as insanity. So I wonder how many insane people we have on the streets across different cities and nations, putting on the human hairs worth hundreds of thousands, full of makeups, their nails are made, the guys are wearing all kinds of jewelries on their neck and rings and dressing and all that. He said a dream does not become reality. Colin Powell, going back to what I said today, through magic. And then Albert Einstein, defining insanity, said doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We had a lot of people, at the crossovers, December 31st, the first week, the second week of January, the third week of January, where we are now and all that, expecting change to happen this year, expecting transformation to happen this year, but they are still working with the old syllabus. Are we together? They are still working with the old syllabus, the old habits, the old relationship, and all that. We're going to be talking about that in a bit. So, this year, you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be everywhere this year because you want to do things differently. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be at every seminar. You don't even have to be at every webinar. I know we are at one right now, but you don't even have to be at every webinar. You see, we have a lot of people who just wants to be everywhere, but they're not doing anything with the details and the information and the access they have gotten. You don't have to be at every conference this year. Are we together? You don't have to be on every WhatsApp groups this year. A human being on 50 WhatsApp groups, inactive, just joining and joining, no relevance in any of them. 100 WhatsApp groups. In 2023, you want to begin to think about all these things. You have over 25 and 30 mentors. A mentor for my nail, mentor for my shoe, mentor for my pants, mentor for my haircut, mentor, just scattered everywhere. No life coach, no direction. You hear green here, you hear red there, you hear purple there, you hear black there, you hear pink and this other place. You are everywhere, but you are nowhere. Did you get that? Everywhere, but nowhere. This year, if you will be positioned for success, it's time to sit down. It's time to put in the work by yourself. Are we together? Come on, guys, give me that hype. You know, I told you about that in the morning. I mean, earlier on about the fact that I need to get that hype today and why I need it, you know, waking up this morning and all that. So there's what is called OQP, right? Only quality people. There's what we call only quality places. There's what we call only quality thoughts. Just follow me closely. Only quality people. Still connecting it with what I just said earlier about the fact that it's time for you to be somewhere and be there, not everywhere and nowhere. This year, you want to insist because you are positioning for success or positioned for success, and you are telling yourself that it is only quality people that would have access to me. It is only quality places that I will be found. Did you get that? Only quality thoughts will be processed through my mind. You know that. I mean, your thoughts are things. Everything you have seen today, anything successful you have seen today was processed twice. First in the minds of people, then in the physical. That's why you've heard me say that, and probably you've heard other people say it, that the journey to success is first within before without. Your thoughts over time create your experiences, the things you permit your mind to process. So only quality thoughts are permitted to filter through my mind this year. Thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. And you catch them from the movies that you watch, the musics you listen to. You contact them via the major gates of your life, your eye gates, your nose gate, your ear gates. Very important. Only quality thoughts, only quality people, only quality places will I be found. Are we together? Only quality time. If it is not a quality time, I'm not giving it this year. OQT, only quality time. If it is not a quality time, I'm not giving it this year. OQF, only quality food. As regarding even your health, they know in this house right now, I've become a food evangelist. I've become a food evangelist. What not to eat? The other day I was talking to my son, who will be 12 in April, telling him about the fact that these are the kind of food you shouldn't be eating. The truth of the matter is that if I was told these things I'm telling you right now, just by the kitchen when he was dishing his food, I was having those conversations with him. Only quality food. If I was told these things when I was young back, they just tell us to eat. 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 And we just keep eating all kinds of stuffs, all kinds of food. Only quality food this year. So you want to be thoughtful even about the food that you're going to eat in 2023. If you're going to be rightly positioned for success, because your health is key. Your health is key. Only quality food. You don't keep smoking around and drinking, getting yourself drunk and smoking and doing all kinds of things, just injecting all kinds of things in your mouth, and you think you're not going to break down someday in the nearest future. Hello, it's waiting. Come, it's waiting. Only quality food. Eating pizza, eating burger. You know, this year is OQI, only quality information. If it is not a quality information, you won't find me eating it. You won't find me taking it in. So can I get like 20 quality, just keep writing it there. Quality, only quality, only quality, only quality, just keep writing it there. Yeah, only quality. And you can add more to it. Quality relationships. Quality time with the kids, my kids, quality time with my partner. Only quality. If it's not bringing in quality, you're not going to find me there. In that relationship, if she's not bringing quality, I ain't going to be there. If it's not quality, no, it has to be quality. Not the imitation, not the deception of it, not the explanation of it. You know, people can explain some of these things. They can talk about it, but they're never going to do it. There are people who are full of knowledge, but not reflecting in their lives. I don't want just talk. I want to see it materializing. I want to see it effective. I want to see it working in your life. Quality people, quality places, quality thoughts. Come on now. Quality time, quality food, quality information, quality everything this year. So one of the things I want to achieve today, the story of, I know a lot of the older members would have heard me say this story over and over again. I mean, they'll be bored and tired of me saying that, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, because what works, find it and repeatedly do it. What works, right? What works in 2023, find it and repeatedly hit on it. Ignore, starve what is not working, and grow what is working. And that's for somebody here this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Starve what is not working. Stop romancing what is not working. Stop trying to make what is not working work after several times that it has failed working. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But you see what has worked? That's one you want to carry over now. And then we'll now talk about the other one. Okay, so it's the story of the king. He had a daughter, and then the daughter was grown, you know, so she is she's grown, like grown-up girl who should be getting married, but you know, everybody in the city, they were all scared of approaching her. You know, we have a lot of people like that who men are very scared of approaching, maybe because of their level of intelligence and certain other things that they have built around themselves. So they find it very difficult approaching them, which I don't know why. We'll talk about that in February when we have our global love webinar in February. So the king had to call the town crier and then ask the town crier that, see, my daughter is ripe for marriage and it's time for her, you know, because I'm not getting younger anymore and this is my only child. So I want the husband, I want her to bring a husband so that we can begin to have some discussions around the fact that, because I'm not getting younger anymore, and if I die, who is going to inherit all this wealth and everything I have, you know, alongside my daughter, right? So the town crier had the, you know, the pain points of the king and converted it into an announcement and went all over the city that if you are man enough and you are grown certain qualities, that the king is looking for in a future, son-in-law. And the town crier went all around the city, invited people to come over to the palace. So I mean, on that day that it was announced, all the men gathered. They came, able men with 6 bags, and those of us who have 2 bags and 1 bag, we all shall gather there, and then they had their wine, they had the food, they had everything. And then the king came out and said, okay, now it's time for me to tell you all that it entails to get my daughter married, right? So he said, fine, when we decide after a competition, then all the guys began to look at competition? Yeah. So we decide after a competition who is going to be the husband of my daughter, and whoever it is will be sharing with my daughter together half of my property, half of, he listed everything that he was going to give to them after the competition. And then all the guys were like, whatever the competition is, we're ready, we're good to go, and all that. And then he said, okay, guys, let's go. Let me show you where we're going to have it. And then they went behind the backyard of the king. And then, of course, he had animals. He had, like a mini zoo behind his house. So then they walked towards a place where he had a very big pool. And in that pool, he began to talk. He was just taking them around, and he said, okay, this is the pool that we have here. And in this pool, we have some crocodiles. And then, as though the crocodiles heard the voice of the king, they all came out with their big mouth, and they were all, splashing the water on themselves and all that. And everybody, oh, this is cool. They were all excited about it, and then the king stopped and said, but this is where the competition is going to take place. And the other guys were looking like, king, you mean here in the pool? And then he said, yeah, this is where the competition is going to take place. So you guys are all going to go stay at the other end and jump into the pool and swim, find your way to this other end without being hurt by the crocodiles. So, and then the guys were like, me, because of woman, just because of a woman, just because of this. And then they were all hissing and walking away. And then they're like, I'm not going to kill myself because I want to know. I'm not going to do that. She's not even days. And then you kept hearing all kinds of, grumblings and mumblings and all that in the palace. So people were leaving, but it was shocking all of a sudden that they had a splash in the water. And then the splash was so heavy, meaning somebody actually jumped into the pool. And then they were all like, what is going on here? And then some of the guys came back, they're like, really? Who's got the gut to do this? And then before you knew what was happening, the guy was splashing the water, the crocodiles were smashing and slapping him with their, their long, mouth or whatever they call it. And then they were all splashing. And then he was, pushing and going and all that. And then before they knew what was happening, with some injuries on his body, he was at the other end of the pool. And he came out. And he was panting. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was shouting. Everybody was cheering him and all that. And he said, stop. Stop. And then everybody stopped. Hey, what happened to me? What happened to me? I want to know that devil, that devil that threw me into this pool. I want to know who did that to me and all that. And then they were, nobody did that to you, And then the king came up and said, calm down, I'm going to explain something to you today. You see, these crocodiles, we actually, when we brought them in, we always scrape off, their harmful skin, whatever it's called. We scrape it off, and then let them heal. And it's flat. It's not hurting. And then we also pull off their suit, pull it off. Every harmful thing on them, we take it off. So these crocodiles are actually pets. They can't hurt, they can't bite. You know, we feed them in such a way that they don't need to chew. So they just take whatever they want to eat and then swallow it. That's the only way they eat. So they don't have teeth, they don't have harmful scales on their body and all that. But I did not announce that to you guys before I asked for you guys to jump in and swing. I only told you guys what is available for you. The moral of the story is this, and then I mean, at the end of the day, the king, that's just a fabulous story, right? But I'm trying to use that, like I've always used over the years, to drive down one of the things that we represent here at the Center for Real Impact, and what I also represent, right? Just what I do is I try to paint a picture for you of that greatness that is ahead of you, of that greatness that you are yet to even see, feel, or touch, because of where you are coming from, because of the experiences you have had, because of the environment you were born, because of the kinds of words you have heard, you know, lost your parents, or lost some money, or lost trust, betrayed, and a lot of things that I can't even mention or list here. The things that men and women have gone through on this journey of life, right? That has painted an impossibility for them and created a ceiling of achievement, a ceiling of, see guys, if there's going to come a time, I do this with the inner circle and those that are very close to me, where I can talk about some of the things that, you know, if I tell you guys that where I am today, I mean, it's not close to where I want to be yet. There's still much more, extremely much more, incomparable, right? But compared to where I'm coming from, it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's amazing. But with the mental picture, because of the access that I gave my mind, mentorship, had a mentor at a very young age, that one voice that was speaking into my ears, not multiple, 100 and thousands and, you know, tens that our generation now have, that they don't even know where and how to sieve or what to sieve out and all that. We didn't have social media then. That is crazy and just pumps out all kinds of things that we don't even know which one to listen to, and then we just listen to everything and can't even filter that much, you know. So just crazily focused, determined, you know, so many generational not done's before. If you get that point, not done's, things that nobody has ever done. I find myself doing them because of certain things, certain principles, certain pathway, you know, that I'm going to, you know, be privileged to share with you a little bit of it today before our time is up. But what am I saying? I try to position myself as the king, and we try to position with the leadership this organization where we paint the pictures of possibilities against where you are coming from, to let you know that when you were born like every other person, there is something deposited in you for relevance, that as soon as you can hit it, you begin to find yourself experiencing quantum leaps, contrary to where you are coming from, contrary to the environment you grew up in, the family you grew up in, the experiences that you had, because you are not your experience. You are not your experiences. You are not the pains that you have gone through. You're not even the parents that gave birth to you. You're not the environment that you grew up in. Every point in time, you are able to jump on the driver's seat and tell yourself enough is enough and begin to drive this thing. And that's what we do. That's what happened to the guy. I don't know who threw me. I had desire, and I spoke with Ife about this towards the end of last year. My heart desire is to see tens and hundreds of people in the nearest future who would look back, You know, when we sit in a room, maybe somewhere in Frankfurt, and then we're all having conversations, or in the UK, you know, and hundreds of you sitting there in the room together, we just call for that meeting, and you'll be asking, I want to know who threw me into that pool. Because as at that time, you would look back to see where you are coming from, and it's not going to be comparable. You will look back and the family you're coming from, the pains and the challenges you've been able to overcome because of association and proximity to earth. That's the goal. That's the drive. From someone who is into catering and can only do small chops for just 100 and 200 people, and you have to stay awake all night to even achieve 100 supplies, to somebody who now has bakeries in different cities. That's the goal. You can apply that to whatever you're doing. But the truth of the matter is this, that our most significant gains do not come from places you already are, not where you are right now. Your significant gains are not going to come from where you are right now. It's not going to come from where you have been. They are pointers to give the lessons, to show us the possibilities. I'm talking about where you already are currently. It's a pointer. It's a place to learn. It's not a place to sit and build a castle around. It's showing us the possibilities. That before I could do one, now I can do 4. That means I can do 8. That means I can do 16. Do you understand? It's just sitting down and having conversations with ourselves. Before I couldn't even afford a 1 room, I was squatting in a 5 room, in a 5 people room. I used to be there. I have lived in a room where we were 17, honey. I have lived in a room where we were 17 in Abuja. 17 people in 1 room. I tell you guys the truth. 17. So the gap between the 17 to moving into a house where a role model said, you can't go back to Kogi State, you have to stay in Abuja, move into our apartment. I'm going to give you a room in our place, stay for 1 year and build from there. You have something in you. See, guys, every one of us need those checkpoints, those people in our lives. But are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to stay serving to get to that point of thrust? That's the problem in our generation. And that's some of the things I want to address. That's how to position yourself also. At any level you are, be it at the low level, at the medium or the moderate level, or the higher level, everybody, even the Tony Elumelus of today, still have to find a way to position themselves because they always know that there is more. Why is it jumping everywhere, going from one city, one nation to the other, still doing presentations here and there? There is more. There is always more. For those of us in Nigeria, we have a presidential candidate who's got everything in this world, but he still wants to be. He still wants to be. There is always more at any level. So I went to that house. From that house, I lost it again. I went to start living in a hall, then lived in a gate man's room, you know, and then became homeless, and then started sleeping in Jabi Park, and then slept there for a while, and then moved to my mentor's house, and then from there again, just kept moving around like a man. But there's no time you see me moving around. I'm always with a book. Everywhere I go. Oh yeah, this is a good. I just ordered this book. It's a nice book by Sam Adeyemi, Dear Leader. Good book. You know, so I'm always with it. There are sometimes I'm going to places, I tear the books, the pages of those books, I put it in my pockets. Ah, yeah. I have my affirmations. Every day I'm making those confessions with those affirmations because I need to change what my mind is processing. I need to change where I'm coming from based on the things I am saying and the things I am seeing. I'm on YouTube. I'm checking, even up until now, I'm still on YouTube. I'm checking cars. I'm checking houses. I'm checking vacation spots. I want to change certain things, but the journey begins from inside. So from all that process to now buying a house in a foreign country, don't you get it? It's a process. So every level that you are, we have people, diverse of us, from different cities and different nations, different backgrounds, different colors, on this meeting tonight or today, wherever time it is, time zone you are. The place you are is a pointer, it's a lesson. It shows you the possibilities. But that's not it yet. So you don't want to sit down there and be screaming condemnation to those making new moves and those who are pushing and making progress, because where you already are, you have sat down there and you have built a ceiling on yourself, telling yourself there can't be more. And then you're full of ego and pride to submit to learning, to being mentored, being led. I call that position the convenience and comfort space. We choose to stay there because we don't want to take the risk for more. Am I communicating? Am I talking to us today? I hope I'm not talking to myself. Sorry. Yeah. Good. So, I wrote something about this on my social media handle some few days ago. And I mean, you can follow me on my Instagram, Facebook at KJK Speaks. Working with a team of people to get my YouTube active than ever before. Taufik. Get my YouTube page active, than ever before. So it's at KJK Speaks, anywhere, everywhere. It's at KJK Speaks, TikTok, everywhere at KJK Speaks. So I wrote something there and I said that our greatest, how did I put it again? Our greatest gains and success happens when we push ourselves to new places and new limits. Our greatest gains and successes happens when we push ourselves to new places and new limits. One of my prodigy and a leader, so much respect and honor and love for her, going through some challenges. Some few days ago, she sent me a message and she said, I'm breaking down. I think that was the line. I'm breaking down, I'm losing it or something. And I smiled, right? And I have chosen not to have conversations around that statement because I've been there several times. And I know the phase at which she is right now. I know where she is right now. So I get to hear that from a lot of people. And I understand that our greatest gains and successes, right, happens when we push ourselves. So she's pushed herself beyond the comfort and convenience that she's been for many years. So there's a need for that thing to happen. There's a need for that shaking to happen because you're in a new terrain. And to be able to get to a new level, someone said, and I think it was some years ago, 2000, 2001, it was the rave at that time. 2009, 10, 11, you hear things like, for every new level, there's a new devil. For every new level, there's a new devil. So that's her new devil because she's stepping into a new level. But a lot of people run from that new devil and then they don't experience that new level and then they run back again to where they used to be. And then they stay there and then become critics of those who are pushing and killing their new devils and pushing to new levels. That's how you become one who can explain everybody's success. That one is a Yahoo boy. That one, that girl, oh, she has slept with all the men in this city. That's why she was able to buy that car. That guy, he's not pure. He's in America. He's doing credit card fraud. That you have. Come on, friends. Come on. You need to create an extreme, what I call extreme conditions compared to what compared to what and how your mind has been conditioned before now, or how you've been conditioned to function. So when you do that, you are able to expand your capacity for success. You're able to expand your capacity. You need to push yourself beyond some limits. This life, I can't kill myself. Oh. You know where you're coming from. You know what you're running away from. Are you not tired? It's time to stop talking in 2023, positioning yourself for success. It's time to start making moves. I was still traveling some few days ago with a good friend of mine, a brother of mine. You know, we traveled to go say hello to another friend in another city. We spent a good number of time driving back. We were just talking, and he was just talking to me. He was just talking to me, asking me questions and all that. Some questions he asked, he would just smile, but I know what he's trying to say. He's provoking me. He's pushing. You know, when they, how do they say it in Nigeria? They pinch you, pinch you. He was pinching me. I don't know if he's online with us today. I'm sure he's going to start laughing. Pinching. Since that time until now, a 1 hour, 30 minutes, 45-hour drive, my head is like sparks. Are those the kind of people you are associating and relating with? You don't need crowd. People who push you to extreme conditions, compared to what and how you've been conditioned, how your mind has been conditioned, how the environment has conditioned you, how so much you hit on that ceiling and then you bounce back. But then somebody comes and tells you, this is not the ceiling. This is the ceiling. And then it pushes you to smash this out. And then when this is smashed out, you find out that, oh my gosh, I thought this was the ceiling. Oh God, this is the ceiling. Then you start building again. You get here again, you hit the ceiling. That might take you 5 years. Some people, it will take them 10. Some people 20. I don't care how long it takes, but you have to smash this ceiling and build a legacy. Am I talking to somebody this morning or this afternoon or this night, regardless of your time zone? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about stop excusing laziness as tiredness. They are two different things. I understand the place of rest, but don't overflog and quote laziness and sluggishness as rest. You've stayed enough there. You've stayed long enough there. I don't know how long it's been. You might still be there this year. Actually, some of us will still be there next year, even some for the next 3 years. But my point and the reason this message may not, or this teaching, or whatever you want to call it, may not be relevant to you right now because you seem not to understand it. You are overloaded. Do you understand? But save it because you will need it. You might want to listen to this over and over again until it helps you smash that ceiling. On the same paycheck for 3, 4, 5 years, something is wrong somewhere. Something is definitely wrong somewhere. Because people who put in little effort to carry out their duties, or people who fail to perform at their peak, always get sacked from their space eventually. That's why even in your office, and when I say sack from your space, I'm not just talking about working maybe where you work. Space, meaning even in business, even in school, for those of us in the academic space. Wherever you find yourself or wherever you are, whatever you are doing, that's your space. If you put in just, that's why when they say they want to downsize, there are some people who will be like, they should go ahead, do your downsizing. I'm secured. My position is, because they know what they have put in. They know what they have put in. So much that even if they eventually let them go, they already have options waiting because they know what they have put in. But then your heart is beating. Go. Have they posted the list? Have they posted the list? Where is the list? Where is the people? Have they sent the mail? Because somewhere at the back of your mind, you know that you haven't put in that much effort. You're not performing at your peak. And even if you are, the position that you seem to be in is a vulnerable one. Over the years, you have not worked on yourself to boost your resume, so much so that you have moved from that space to another space in a short time. And the definition of short time is personal, please. It's personal. It's not general. It's not generic. It's personal. You've been there long enough. You've not added anything. And I'm not saying go do certifications. I mean, it's part of it. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying that you have met people. And me, I don't like talking to people. I don't like asking people for, do you have any opinion? I don't like talking. Hello. In 2023. So I mean, I'm guilty. I used to be that kind of person. I mean, that friend of mine had to tell me one day, because he's rightly positioned. He told me one day, he says, KJK, ask me. Tell me what you want. I'm here. You need such people positioned in your life, but are you ready to put in the work to have them say such things to you? So I'm talking about the need to position and stretch yourself more than the norm this year, please. Sweetheart, I'm demanding some more push from you. Stop being entitled and put in the work to do your own part. That's what this webinar is about. Positioning is not strolling. It comes with words like this. I know there's a God part. I know there's a God part. But there's a you part as well. So don't give the responsibility meant for you to God. And give that of God to yourself. Oh, you don't have an idea. I know the God part. A few people have seen me operate in that arena. I understand the God dimension. I'm terrific when it comes to that. But this is not the space where we do that. So when I'm in that space, I'm in that space as though there is no this space, as though I have no books, as though I have nothing than him. But when I'm in this space too, because this is my responsibility, this is what he's expecting me to do. And I'm talking to somebody here on this call today. Africans, wake up. Wake up. We have been so blindfolded. There's a God part, I know, but there's a you part. And that's where the work is. What are you doing about it? So I know there's a me part. I've always known that. Thank God for early exposure in my teenage years, late teenage years, to the materials of Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory. Some people say I look like him. Of blessed memory. Oh, I read those books like a madman at late teenage years. Understanding your potential, maximizing your potential, releasing your potential, rediscovering the kingdom. These 4 books, oh no, I chew it like almost 8, 9 times. Painted it like as though I was painting on the canvas. And then the 5th one, The Assignment. I remember that now. The Assignment by Mike Murdock. I'm talking about 28, 26, 25 years ago. Early teenage years. Because it has to be 100%. God's that is 100% sure. It's 100% sure. You do your 5 times prayers as a Muslim, as a Christian, you pray, you're doing your fastings right now, and you're doing all that thing. His part is sure. It's 100%. He will do his own part. Will you do your own part? Will you do your own part? I'm saying max out. Max out daily. That's what I'm saying. Those who max out, we always max up. Maximum. That's what I'm saying. You go to bed, you know you have done maximum. And if out of the 24 hours of the day you have to yourself, a good part of it you spend working, maybe in an office and all that, that means you need to have some more time for yourself as well. So it's all about just knowing that every 1 hour of the day given to you is, you are borrowed to it. It's responsible to you. You are responsible to it and for it. Max out this year. You want to go do your master's, bro, and then you come back from work, you're already snoring at 9 o'clock. Can't keep myself, I beg. Then you go and sleep. Immediately start checking stuff. Start doing stuff. I know 1 or 2 people who are passionate about that. I'm still going to send it. And then I have some that are even working, helping some of our members to have some access. I got some things. Victor, I got some things yesterday, and I'm going to push it to him because I know his passion to helping people and, growing that network of people who want to, get themselves academically exposed at a global platform, or global level. I got some him, but I push it to him because he's putting in the work. When you are not putting in the work, you are not going to be visible. Nobody's going to see you. And when nobody see you, you can't get help. You can't get help. Most of our success in 2023 will be tied to our commitment. Will be tied to our commitment in executing basic tasks repeatedly and consistently. I repeat again, repeatedly and consistently. If you're not putting in the work, you won't be seen. If you are not seen, you can't be helped. So you have to show up every day, consistently showing up. And it has to be the basic things. Please, can you mute, please? Very important. Can you mute, please? Very important. So we must learn to do these things. The things that we consider as little things, the things that we are ignoring. I've had time to have conversations with a lot of people. A lot of us. Little things. You ignore them. Little abilities, you ignore them. Little access, you ignore it. Because your eyes are on the big one. And the big one will not come until you have maximized the small one. And even if the big one comes without you haven't maximized and mastered the small one, you will find out that you can't sustain it over time. You cannot sustain it over time. You can't. So you need to learn how to perfect the little things, and the doors for big opportunities will be open to you. Consistently, repeatedly and consistently, doing it, consistently, repeatedly. There's power in repetition, consistently doing it until you master it. I need the media guys to help me. I want everybody muted. And I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say. Media guys, Chris, you guys heard me. If the person cannot mute, please mute the person. So you want to consistently keep reading, because I'll be kind of distracted. I don't want to, I'm at a flow and I want to keep it that way. I just want us to use the chat room. The chat room is fine for me. I mean, I can keep reading that by the side. So you want to consistently keep reading, consistently keep building yourself, consistently and repeatedly keep putting in the work. That's how to position yourself for success in 2023. Are we together? Are we together, please? Am I making sense at all?
Yes, sir.
So we can't get to that place of relevance, right, if we don't strive for more. We can't get to that place of relevance if we don't try for more. Consistently pushing, keep building, keep pushing the numbers, keep putting in the energy required. Building your clientele, building your product, building your customer base. Service at work, we resume at work early, you close when you're supposed to, put in the work, exercising every day. Some of them don't even have an exercise routine. Keep posting, consistently building content for your social media handles. Let them know you're a consultant. Let them know you provide this service. Keep pushing. One person like it, fine. Nobody likes it, fine. Put in the energy, get back from work, have your back, check to a clothes, turn on the light. If there's no light, use stop light. Just keep putting in the effort. Put your videos, tell yourself, come up with a map, reach out to the media team, Chris, Momo, Timmy. We have guys that are here to support. Some, I mean, some we charge at a discounted amount and all that, but keep go to them, ask them questions, find the work, sow the seed, give into your project yourself. You don't even want to pay for some of these services. Get your calendar. You have to post on Monday. Get yourself a friend you can be accountable to. And remind you, I haven't seen your video yet. It's almost 10 p.m. Your video has to be out today. Those are the kind of people you want to have around you, but those are the kind of people we run away from. We can't get to that place of relevance, position for success, if we don't strive for more. Better things than our competitors. Or at least when it is measured, against our past performance level. You want to beat yourself at it. You're not beating other people at it. Just make sure that you are beating yourself at it. Your past performance level. You are into fashion. You did 5 clothes in January. You tell yourself, okay, if I can do 5 clothes, I just need to steal another 1 hour. I can do more, 2 more. In February, you're doing 6. Oh shit, I told myself 7. I did only 6. That's fine. Get yourself a malt drink and celebrate that one that you got added to it. March, you still want to do 7. You still stop at 6. Oh, what's going on with me? What's happening to me? But I'm fine. Get yourself another bottle of malt. Celebrate it. In April, you want to do 7 because you have 7 to beat. Because you did not hit 7 in February, doesn't mean that in March, you want to push it. You did 6, you don't want to push it to 10. You're going to beat yourself. You're going to break down, and then that's where discouragement comes. And then in April, you want to do 7. In fact, in April, you could not even do 6. You now did 4. And then you say, I'm a failure. I'm done. I need to talk to my mentor. KJK, I don't know what's going on with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are following the process. Stay in the process. There's nothing wrong with you. Stay in the process. And then I fight you, I push you, I fire you like I will do to those who are very close to me, that can handle the heat that comes from that KJK when he's in that space. Push yourself. Let me share a thought with you. I'm not trying to be religious on anybody, but it's been said that God, and I believe that, I don't know about you, but that God created the world out of nothing. the world was without form and void and all of that, which I believe. And then he began to create things out of nothing. So this thought is kind of applicable to our lives as well. When we push ourselves to that point of having nothing left. Do you understand? You push yourself to that point of having nothing left. That's when everything will be created. Point you keep pushing yourself. Then you have checked every boxes. Lights, car, food, water. Then it's right there. You say, I've speak to KJK. Yes, I've spoken to him. It's still not work. He said I should call him back in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so that's what's left. I'll call him again in 2 weeks' time. Put the date and time there. Get your phone. If you're using iPhone, hey Siri, set me a time reminder to call KJK, or hey Google. You don't even use all those things. Oh Lord, have mercy. These things are there for you to use. The calendar on your phones. You have reminders there. Use them. You have notes. Use them. You can tell your calendar, your phone, you can put it there every Friday, 6 p.m. Hey, Victor, how are you? I know you are, you're working in the team of the president and all that. Can I get like 30 minutes every Friday with him? Can you talk to him about it? Oh yeah, I'll talk to Mr. Ife about it, and then we'll see how to make that work if his calendar is open. Every Friday in 2023, I want to hear his voice every Friday for 30 minutes. Even if there's nothing to say, let him just even be walking and be playing music. Let me just be on the phone. There are people who I talk like that every day, not even every Friday. I'm not saying it has to be me, but you should have that kind of person in your life. That's my point there. You should have that. What's gonna be is not gonna be. It's not gonna be. So you need to push yourself to that place of nothing left. You've ticked every box. You're always trying to be safe. Safe with your money. Safe with your this is over cautiousness, over carefulness. You can't take risk. It has to be calculated. What we call calculated the risk in Africa is not even calculated the risk. It's fear. It's fear. It's fear. In this January, one of my I don't want to call his name, but his attention will not be on him. In this January alone, he has got 3 contracts. And today is 21st, 3 contracts. I know about every one of them. Before he started, when they signed. It's so bad I get screenshots of everything. 3 in just January. And I told him, I said, this is the list. You've not even started. This year, the way they will bamboozle you. And for all those 3 contracts that he got to supply stuff, he doesn't even have deposits. And he collected it. And the deposit showed up. That's what they calculated risk. The last one in some few millions. He collected it. He didn't even have. Lord have mercy. That's what we call calculated. That's calculated risk. He collected, signed for it, collected it. He now screenshot. I have collected it. Now it's time to supply. And but you know the funniest thing, even though I did not scream when he told me, he went to where they're going to get materials, and he went there and said, I don't have the money yet, so guys, but I mean, I'm going to pay you guys on this day. And they said, oh, that's fine. And they don't do it at all. They have never done it at all. They don't give out their products on credit. He said, take it, don't worry, Oga. But maybe you. When they just, and then they concluded, and then they called me, Oga, I don't collect how they don't give that. They gave me favor. This one a favor. Favor. He was typing it on WhatsApp. Favor. Because you did not put your leg in the river will not pass now. How will it pass when you didn't even put your leg inside of it? Please, can you mute people? Not here. Can you mute, please? Thank you. So, just so I can have my thoughts together, because I'm just flowing. Yeah. Where am I? Ooh. All right. So, life will not hand to us opportunities, right? By just chilling with minimum input. No, life will not do that. We need to begin to go out. We need to begin to go out. That's what I'm talking about. Go out. Create those opportunities for yourself. We have to be aggressive about growth this year. That's how we can position ourselves for success and understand that these things don't come by chilling and Netflixing. I do Netflix, I watch movies. I'm selective about them. But believe me, if you see me chilling and watching Netflix, don't copy me. Don't, please, don't. Don't. That's why you don't want to run your calendar by somebody else's. Just keep showing up. You need to understand that you don't have to be perfect. A lot of us are waiting for everything to be in place, all the blocks to be in place, waiting for perfect conditions. It doesn't work that way. You have to be on the move for help to meet up with you. You have to keep showing up. When they see your videos, it's not sharp, it's not clear over and over, but they are having a bit of, they are seeing that product. They know this person is good at it. I have somebody, some of our folks here, kept posting. When I was coming in June last year, I said, no, this person needs a better phone. And I bought a phone from here and I gave it to him. Please take. In my room, nobody knew. I said, take. Just take. Go and use it to be doing better pictures. Keep posting. KDK, I don't have a good phone camera. That's why you're not seeing. The day I will buy that camera, you will start seeing my products on Instagram. Everybody will take that camera that you just, that phone, that iPhone 14 Pro Max. Uncle, use the iPhone 3 and keep putting it there. Let people meet you, catch you up there. At every level you are. I mean, you can apply this principle to every level. Either you are already up there, even whether you're even much more, you're a manager, you're a director, you're a CEO, whatever, wherever you are. This principle applies at every level. It applies at every level. Keep showing up. Am I communicating, please? Because when you keep showing up, you're going to fail. Remember my illustration of the ceiling? You know, you keep hitting it. You're going to fail. I understand that. But it will always remain a learning curve. I know you've been to the embassy. I know they turned you back the first time. The second time, in fact, the third time, the gate men already know your name. I understand. But keep showing up. Keep showing up. As long as there are human beings in the building to interview, human beings in the building to go through your passport, keep showing up. You are not a failure. You've only learned from the process and the need to go back again and again and again and again and again. The thing about this showing up thing is that when you go back again, you are not starting from the scratch. You understand? You are starting from the lessons. That's the thing about showing up consistently. Every day. Every day. And that's one of the things I'm going to ask. Not that I'm even talking about this. One of the things I'm going to ask for our members to do. Taufik, you want to come up with some of those things. Let's do a lot of challenges. 15-day challenge. So that people keep showing on different aspects. 15 days challenge on pitching. Maybe after we do our public speaking training, let's do 20-day challenge. People should pitch every day on social media and tag us. The best of pitches, I will keep watching and I ask some of my public speaking friends who are also doing this that are very comfortable to put in some prizes and give people prizes, let them win something at every level. Maybe a call, maybe an introduction to something, maybe some money and all that. Let's keep challenging ourselves. Muscles are built by working out. That's the truth. Muscles are built. You have to carry the iron. That's how muscles are built. In workout, you don't build muscles by chilling and crossing your legs and just wishfully dreaming and saying stuff out of your mouth. No. In workout, you build new levels of capacity. So in 2023, right, if we must have the strength and the focus to take steps that will drive us closer to where we want to be in life, then we have to keep consistently working out. So the big question to you today is, what does working out mean in your sphere of influence, in your business, whatever it is you're doing? What does working out mean? And I have a breaking news for you. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It comes with a lot of work. It's sweet now, say it's not that easy. It's going to come with a lot of tears, a lot of pain, a lot of walking away, a lot of sleepless nights at times. It is never going to get easy. Neither has it always been easy. It has never been easy. Even me talking, it has never been easy. But you can become tougher. Every day, as you build, you grind your teeth to merge up with the conditions before you. Getting tougher for that devil, that new devil, for that new level. You're getting tougher. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, as I'm talking, one word that comes to me, the word standards. And I'm going to find a place to wrap it up now in a bit, the next few minutes, rather. And then I'm going to finish everything though. So just hang in there. Let's learn together. Then we wrap it up. Take one or two questions, and then of course we can meet at our WhatsApp group. And then for those of us who are members and you're here, you can go to the WhatsApp group, talk about what we are saying, drop some nuggets there, tell them they are missing. Hey, yeah, you know, make them feel bad, kind of. I'm just joking. So, one of the words that came to me is the word standard, right? While I was just talking about this. When you commit to the things that I've been saying, or the things that I've been sharing, even beyond this webinar on our WhatsApp groups, on the social media handles and all that, you're already, when you commit to them, when you start doing them, right, you're already on your journey to building standards and success. When you start putting these things to work, when you start acting on these things that I have said, you begin to build standards. You begin to build standards. There's a quote that give me a minute. There's a guy, it's an author too, Dennis Whitley, Waitley. He said that of all the judgments we make through life, listen, he said, of all the judgments we make through life, none are more important than the estimate we place on ourselves. None of all the judgments we make through life, he said, none are more important than the estimate we place on ourselves according to our internal standard. According to our internal standard. And in the first part of this series, we shared deeply on goals and how you can strategically achieve them. I talked about planning, and I gave you some insights, shared my screen, asked you guys to take a screenshot, look at what I just shared, go and build a demo around it and all that. But the truth of the matter is this, right? That goals and standards are two sides of the coin. They are two sides of the coin. They are inextricably linked together. They are linked together, which means that if you want to be the best possible, rather, if you want to be, I don't know how to put it, if you want to be the best possible chance, or if you want to have the best possible chance, let me put it that way, if you want to have the best possible chance of reaching your goals this year, then you need to adjust your standards. You need to adjust your standards. If you want to best possibly position yourself for success this year, you need to adjust your standards. Maybe your standards are just too low or too moderate. for your goals in 2023. Maybe your standards are just too low. I was speaking with a prodigy recently when we were reviewing her 2023 goals and plans, right? And sorry, just checking if I got any. All right, that's fine. So one of the things I said to her, I asked her when we're going through the very bulky, quite impressive, was what she will be willing to tolerate. What will you be willing to tolerate? And she was wondering where that question was coming from. So when you set goals, right, you must decide the important standards you will be able to tolerate to reach them. Certain things you will be able to tolerate, certain pressures you will be able to tolerate in reaching them. Very important. And I'm going to ask you, I remember some time ago I did a training, I did a seminar, and I don't know if Dr. Tosin, Victor, if I don't know, Julie, I think that should be in Google or something many years ago, where we titled it, "How Bad Do You Want It?" How bad do you want it? That's kind of context that I'm sharing here right now. The standards. So when you set goals, you must decide the important standards you will be able to tolerate to reach them. And tolerance in this context, right, does not only apply to the things you need to do and upgrade in your life, but it's also how you are able to apply your tolerance level to many different areas. Your tolerance level to many different areas. Oh God, I need someone to get this. Your tolerance level to different levels, and you need to be intentional about it. Your existing relationships with your spouse, with your kids, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your friends, with your family, with your finances, with your money, with your business. Your tolerance level has to be defined. Your standard has to be defined. So the question to you is this, right? So can you tolerate the business results you are currently getting? Can you tolerate it? The business results. Are you okay with it? Are you comfortable with it? With the business results that you are currently getting? Can you tolerate the amount of money you are currently making? Can you tolerate the way your life is currently going? The way the relationship is currently going? Is it abusive or not? If you can tolerate it, then you're going to keep getting them. Whatever you tolerate and you accept is what you keep getting. I'm building my point now. I'm trying to streamline it like a funnel now, driving it down home, then we're going to call it a day. It is only when you decide not to tolerate it anymore, you will start moving towards your goal that's when you start moving towards your goal of making more money, getting more honor and respect in that relationship, getting more clients in that business, understand, having more love in that home. Are we together? That's when you start getting better results in that relationship. That's when, but you have to decide what exactly you really want, and you have to firmly stand by it in 2023. Especially your relationship with money. I was having a big fight with one of my prodigies. Oh, it was a big one about money management. And I think I had that discussion with Ife as well about it. Because I meant it. Like, hello, you gotta have standards. Your tolerance level per income. See, newsflash. I mean, Good job, media guys. I mean, I saw what you guys did, breaking news and all that. I love it. I sincerely love it. I was blushing, even though I'm not supposed to blush. They say guys don't blush. Is that true? Maybe is that true? Guys don't blush. I don't know about that. So I was blushing, not mind me. So I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Even though my head was so big in that TV. I don't know who I saw. But I loved it. Thank you guys. That was nice. So newsflash, right? If you are willing to tolerate something, right? That's probably what you're gonna get. That's probably what you're gonna get. So most people fail or they are miserable because they set standards that are too low for how they want to be seen. Can somebody pin that down for me somewhere? Most people fail or are miserable because they set standards that are too low for how they want to be seen and patronized for those in business. How you want to be seen and how you want to be patronized is not in correlation with the standards that you have created. It's not in the same pathway with your tolerance level. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So what are you saying, KJK? I'm saying there's more, and the standard you are currently using will not pull that heartstrings. Did you get that? The reason why you are at that level, but you want to break it, is because the network and the relationships you have around you right now, the places that you go right now, you can meet the kind of people that might be able to give you, excuse me, please, to give you that recommendation or that push. That's just an example. That's just an example. See, guys, the rate at which people manufacture excuses, if they could just put a little bit of more energy to just try to manufacture just 1% of as much excuses as they have manufactured over the past years of their life, and they can just use 1% of that energy to push through. Say, if I die, I die. To push through just 1%, they won't be where they are today. They won't be where they are today. I tell you guys the truth. They won't be where they are today. If you can become shameless about your business, you are not conscious of yourself anymore about your products, you'll be shocked at the level you're going to be by this time our next webinar, which is just next month. You'll be shocked that in the next few days, just become shameless. You're out there pushing your product, pushing your services. Our system is built around pride and ego. What will he say? What will she say? What will they say? No, let me wait. And then you keep waiting and you are wasting. Excuses will always be there, but your ability to look beyond it is what will make the difference for you. I want somebody to pin that down as well. Very important quote right there. Excuses will always be there. They will always be there, sweetie. But your ability to look beyond it, right, is what will make the difference for you in 2023. Because I have breaking news for you. No promised land is vacant. None is vacant. You have to go in there and fight and take possession of it. Some of you understand what I'm trying to say. No promised land is vacant. I'll just walk in there, bugao, or just buga them. You can't buga nobody. You got to put in the work. So, genuine excuses or not, it's going to be your call this year. It's going to be your call this year. And I say genuineness because most of them could actually be genuine. I didn't just say excuse, I said genuine. Genuine excuse or not, it's going to be your call this year. Whether you will cross the borders, whether you will cross the lines, whether you will break the ceilings, it's going to be your call this year. There's always a way around it. Time will not permit me at this point. I wanted to share with you the story of the footwear guys. The guy who went into a city, they didn't have any footwear on their legs, and then he ran back and said to the other guys that, you know what, they don't wear shoes in that city, so I mean it's not my place. Another guy went in there as well. He understand and got in there and saw they don't wear shoes. It's an opportunity for me to provide shoes for them. He went back again, created like 5 different types of shoes and different colors. Every day of the week he was wearing different types, and then he was just walking around the city, and at the end of the day he will off one and dash it out. He will off the other one and dash it out. He will off the other. So he was that a lot of us are at that point where we would be doing freebies, you know, free this, free that, giving out, make 4 get 1 for free, you know, buy 2 get 1, you know, all those freebies. That's what he was doing. You might be at that point, and then he would wear it first, and then he would give it out. Give it out. You know, but the following week, people were now rallying around. They were now celebrating those who were wearing it. You understand? And everybody was going to their houses. Oh my God, they were to party because one of them is wearing shoes. He stabbed them for like 2 weeks. He didn't go there again. They were like, there's this guy. They didn't know what to do. They were all now hungry for it. Then after 2 weeks, he came, and then he came with a bag full of them, and then they were buying it at extremely ridiculous prices. He made so much money from them, and then the next time, the other guy who went there and said that they don't wear shoes, you know what, let's just forget about it. When they're like, everybody's wearing shoes, how did they? So that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be this year. That's how it's going to be for every one of us here on this call today, you know, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you're watching from. And unfortunately, some of us will keep going and we'll keep seeing that they don't have shoes, and then we'll keep going back to explain why they don't have shoes and why they can't have shoes and why they will not have shoes. And then somebody else will go there and see the reason why it is time to apply the principles that KJK and every other person has been teaching on the platform of this organization. And then they will now prosper in the same information, or the same access, the same people, different results. Different results. To explain this better, right? Okay, let's assume you are making, I'm going to use dollars now. Let's assume you are making $150,000 dollars per annum, because it's a global thing. You can convert it, or you can apply it to the currency you are making. You can say 150,000 naira, or you can say 50,000 naira, but I'm going to use dollars as an example as a global currency. So let's assume you are making, you are stuck at a salary level of 150,000 naira per annum, and you strongly want to make 200,000. I mean, I'm also there, stuck at some level of finances, but I've set a new goal for myself this year, right? I set a new goal for myself this year. So the question now is that, how will I get there? That's where standards come in. How will I get there is not going to solve the problem. What do I need to know? What do I need to do? Who do I need to know? Who do I need to talk to? How do I need to scale? You need to ask yourself these questions. These questions answers to standards. When you have answers, then you start putting these blocks together, then you cannot build that house that pushes you from 100 to 200. That's how these things work. You're at this level as a cashier. You want to become, what's the next level after cashier? The accountant, the chief accountant. Do you move, and then every day you are praying and fasting that you want to be a when this opportunity, every time the opportunity shows up, you want to, you are looking at it, you want to be. Settle that part. Then after you have settled all that part, 100% of that, you need to also put in 100% of the energy on the work. What does it entail to get there? Then start putting in the work and set a duration in the next 5 years. I have people here. I'm going to talk about it during our workforce training next week. I think it's next week. I can't remember the date. When the workers, the volunteers are going to meet. We're going to have a session with them. I'm going to talk about that deeper, very deeper into this, and then see how we can help ourselves as workforce in 2023 to actually get results. That's the whole idea. Only fools doubt proof. Only fools doubt proof. So the whole idea behind all these things we're doing is not because I just want to talk. It's not because I don't know what to do with my time, or you don't have what to do with your time. It's because you want to get a result. That's why you are still here. If I'm here for the next 3 hours talking, some people will still be here because they want to get results. So we're not here to just talk or waste time. No. We are here for results, for proofs. In 2020, only fools that proof. So you need to start asking yourself, what are the standards that will make me get there? In this organization, there are people that I am benchmarking in my mind, and I'm thinking, God, how do we go about it? Well, how do I do? I'm asking myself as well, KJK, what do you need to do? That I need them to be attending United Nations programs. They just finished one in Davos. None of Replatform member is there, either as a member or to sit or to make a presentation or whatever it is. I want to be seeing us there. I want to be seeing us in United Nations coming every year to New York from any country you want to come from. I want to see you in DC. I want to see you in Frankfurt, in Switzerland. I want to see you everywhere, posting the pictures and tagging me. That's results. In your little business, you started with 1 oven. You now have 5. I want to see you there. You were working and sweating under someone. Now you have your own office. Now you have your own staff. I want to see you there. I don't know. I'm not setting a timeline. I'm saying that that's the whole idea behind what we're doing. But it takes you putting these standards together to be able to get there. KJK, what are standards? They are specific set of actions that you must take to achieve your goals. Specific set of actions. Specific, I didn't say actions. Specific steps of actions. 4 steps, 5 steps that you have to take consistently, depending on how long. It doesn't matter. As long as you are there on that pathway. That's the whole idea. The problem I would have with you is when you are not even at the pathway at all, and then you have 1,001 excuses and reasons why you are not there yet. Just stay there and keep applying those principles. Keep putting the standards in place. I have one of our prodigies. He first sent me something one time about the fact that yeah, it has to be wondering hi. And I saw it too as well. I think it was on Podunimade's page. He said, I'm no longer looking for people to fill traditional roles in an office. I'm in search of talent I can build roles around and grow the vision. I'm no longer looking for people to fill traditional roles in an office. I'm in search of talent. And that's where I have been for a while. But this just opened our eyes a little bit better, and we started having conversations around that. I have somebody on our leadership. I'm positioning her strategically in the health sector. It's not looking like it yet, but I'm intentional because the future of the health sector in Nigeria, in Africa, in the global space is terrible. It's going to be big. So my position is, whatever is going to do a master's, go and do under master's, attend some specific schools. Just I've created that pathway for her in my notebook here. She doesn't even know. But step by step, at every step, we'll know how and what we need. At every step, we'll know how. At every step, we'll know how. There are standards, specific set of actions that you must take to achieve your goals. You might need to increase your number of calls to clients per day. This year, you might want to call all your clients, get their birthdays, call them on their birthdays, send them cupcakes, get the birthdays of their children. That's because you want to create a mark, build a relationship beyond just them coming to buy your product or coming to have access to your services per day. Am I making sense at all? Am I making sense at all? So let's find a place to tie this up. Then we can take questions. So you might need to start looking at your values. You might start looking into your character, your circle of friends, your money attitude this year. You know, are you an impulse buyer? You might need to buy some more time you know, during the day, like I said earlier, to develop videos for your online products. You might need to start waking up earlier than usual. You might need to resume work earlier than anyone else and leave much later. Do you understand? Put in some work during your weekends. Don't say weekends are flexing time. No, it's not time yet. There's going to be a time when even the whole month will be flexing month. I was telling one of our leaders, I think it was also Ifed. I don't know who I was having that from, Victor. You know, you put in three months of work and then the whole year is settled. That's the goal. Do you get? You put in three months of work, 4 months of work, and then the whole year you just vacate. That's my own goal. You understand? January to March I work, or to April I work, and then June I start traveling around, just chilling. Because the money has been made for the next year, for the whole year. Do you need to get some certifications? Who are you even talking to? I was talking about my friend over the week, last week. I don't know if he's still on this call. You know, I told him, I said, I wanted to do this particular certification and this certification. He said, that's my goal, 2 certifications every year. I wanted to do these 2. He said, no, you don't need this one. This one is not going to be useful. You need this one. And then we started talking about it. You understand? No, I think you should put more energy on this one. Do you even, what are you people talking about? Food, men, women, girl, boy, and all those other things that come with it. Hair, makeup, designers at your level. See, the only the kind of clients and the kind of people you want to attract this year has to connect with your level, with your standard, your level of excellence, your level of dressing, your level of your language, how you talk, how you package yourself. It has to connect, and these things are not expensive. It just takes you learning. You know, the kind of food and how they are served, right, is determined. It will determine rather the kind of people that will sit on the table. The people that will go to Yabashira is even the people that will go to the Hilton Buka. There are 2 different sets of people. Even though the people that are going to the Hilton, the Buka and Hilton, they patronize the Yabashira, right? Most of the time you won't see them sit down there. So we ask their PA or there to go and buy the Yaba. They won't come there and sit down. But they are fine to go and sit down. I'm just trying to work on your mind a little bit. So, after this webinar, you want to go back to your drawing board and look at the goals and the corresponding energy. Look at the things you want to achieve in your life, in your whatever, your family, your relationship. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Everybody say, you must marry, you must marry, you must marry. So you just destroy all the standard. Just go for what's gonna be. Then you want to get married now because no standards, nothing. Then you write a list and start sharing it. Number 1, and let's talk to the person to supply the mineral. This person will supply this one. Supply because you don't even have anything at all to your name. Because I must marry. He's doing you giz. Like everybody has, you have giz in everything. And you respond to the giz every time. Giz. For those of us who are foreign, here giz means, how do I want to interpret giz now? Energy rush, emotions to do stuff, right? So you want to look at your goals and the corresponding energy, the standards, and the fire required. Then that's where you want to start investing in as you position yourself for success in 2023. Put in the corresponding effort in line with your expected results. That's one of my challenge to you today. At your level, a little bit more. Let it be seen. Let it be felt. Let it be obvious. connecting to your daily habits, your daily rituals. That's how it is. One day at a time, one day at a time. You keep building. You keep building. Guys, let me wrap up here. Yeah, I still have a few things I wanted to talk about. Your relationship and how it connects to all these things. But I think I've touched about your relationship. I think I've touched about relationship a little bit. Benjamin Franklin said that your net worth to the world is usually determined. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. So show me your habits and I will show you your life. I can predict, right, with very high degree of accuracy, the results you are going to achieve this year based on your daily habits. Because the outcomes of our lives are directly related to our daily habits, our daily rituals. Very important. Come together. And it's also connected to your association as well. Connected to your association. You could just be one association, just one relationship away from changing your entire life. But the way you talk, the way you dress, the kind of people you have around you right now, that relationship cannot access you. It can't. It's looking at you, but it can't access it. Because the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you do things, you can't stand correction. You're very critical of people. You don't want to be told you are wrong. So you run from destiny relationships. You want to build around you cheerleaders. Hey, chairman, build around you fans. I agree, fans are important. I need cheerleaders. That's why when I said you guys should give me energy. I need you guys. I love to be told I'm doing good too. But I would prefer somebody who tells me, KJK, that webinar don't make sense, man. You should have. It will pain me, but I will go back and start thinking. I was telling my wife. I told her. I said, when I was coming downstairs, I said, the way I was nervous. Here, I think the way Ife and this leader, the way they hype this webinar at times, especially this one that I'm just about 7. I said this way, the way they are hyping. I said, Kai. I was not on that platform. Now even Chris, video, they want to go and do video. You don't have this thing too much. You understand? I was just speaking, and I was laughing. And nobody. I mean, in our nature, you didn't even respond to me. Just do you. And everybody was just looking at. I just came downstairs, gingerly put my tail in between my legs, and came and sat down here. And I was going through my notes again, like, Omo, you can't go out. You understand? You can't stand to be corrected. You told you no, you just need cheerleaders everywhere around you. Yes. Thank you so much for your time. I want to let you guys know that, you mean so much to me and I love you guys and I want to just see you succeed, in 2023. Thank you. So, do we want to take quick questions? Do we want to take quick questions, please? Still have a few things I want to share with you guys, but it is what it is. Let's just let's call it a day today. Oh Lord, I'm seeing all your beautiful faces. Thank you. Let's call it a day. But before then, any questions? Any inputs? Any anybody has anything to say? Bridget, Taufik, Prince, anybody? Dorothy, Edit, Tolu. Kubi, Ruth Gomina, Dr. Tosin. Anybody's got anything you want to add to the things I've said, or you want to ask questions?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to say a big thank you for this session. Like you said at the beginning, you basically just dampened our expectation by saying whatever we're going to be hearing is not new, it's basic, but really I think you have just set us up, by starting with that kind of intro, so that at least our expectations are not raised too much. But then I want to say this is really profound in terms of the level of impact. And I must say thank you, because it's good we're hearing this at the beginning of the year. And I think what stood out mostly for me is the fact that, multiple times, on the 15th of this month, I just look at my schedule and I look at the things, that I was able to probably get done in terms of the tasks, on my list in January. And I'm like, okay, this year is looking good, though. If I can get within the first 2 weeks of the year, that's for me, that gives me some kind of gratifying feeling of, oh, you have accomplished this. But sir, really, you have just encouraged me this night, because that's like one of the most painful 2 weeks of my life in terms of the amount of energy, I had to put into that, so getting that, feedback that, this is just normal. Like this is not an abnormal thing, for me, it's really, really profound, and it stands out. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tosin. Prince, you wanted to say something? Question? Danke, I see you. We'll call you soon. Prince.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you for the section, sir. It is very, very revealing, and an ignition to get running for the year 2023. So for me, one of the questions I want to ask, and I believe that it's going to be somewhat lying in the minds of one or two persons too, is the ability to check time. Because for me, time is very, very costly, and because it's just January, a lot of people still feel like, oh no, I think there is still a lot of time. I could still chill, like you said, and relax. Whereas that the end of the year just started already. So I want you to help us with one or two insights on how to check time. Not really like checking the time like 8 o'clock or something, but how to manage time in respect to our goals, and for measurement purposes and growth assessment, so that you don't just keep working and you feel like you're doing something, whereas you're really not doing much, and time is running out. And maybe when it's August, October, September, you're now like, I really not doing anything. So some few insights to manage time in respect to our goal achievement, and be able to achieve our set visions for the year.
Yeah, so like I said during the when I was speaking, right, I said something about the fact that every hour of the day is your slave. Every hour of the day is your slave. So let's put it this way. Just assume that every hour of the day is $1,000. Let's not even say $1,000. Let's even say $100, right? Every hour of the day. When you begin, see, these things come with some consistent practice, intentionally soaking yourself into it until you become a master of it. Especially when you're in an economy where you're being paid per hour, right? But even if you're not in an economy where you're being paid per hour, you also want to begin to have that mindset. Remember back then now, I don't know if you remember, Tosi, or I don't know, maybe fair. I don't know if you guys can remember back then, or Victor. I used to say back then, like over 15 years ago, I would say that whatever you see us doing on the campus is a reflection of what we will be doing when we are out of campus. Remember that. I don't know if anybody can witness to that. that whatever you want to do outside of campus, I kept mentioning it then back then. It's
Very true, sir.
great, Victor. Thank you. Yeah. So now what am I saying? I want to put that alongside with what I'm saying now with the time thing, right? That see every hour as a slave, as an assignment that you have to do. Because as soon as we said Happy New Year, I remember in the first webinar, I talked about the fact that, really, it's humans that came with all this time thing just to help us to be accountable to ourselves and probably to our maker. So when you wake up every morning, just know that you are like the antelope or you are like the lion. Somebody must catch somebody. Either the antelope is being caught by the lion or the antelope has to outrun the lion. So always know that, okay, there's a lion. And I'm most likely the antelope. So I have to keep running. That's how to go about it. You have to keep running and then find a way to assign your time to the goals that you want to achieve. I don't want to say this, but I also want to say that don't start a day that you have not finished, either in your mind or on paper. If I turn my camera here now, you're going to see sticky notes on my table of things that, so every day you want to pick a sticky note. Go buy it. Very important. These are tools that makes for success. Go to the market and go and buy. Go to the bookshop. It's not expensive. And if you don't have that, get exercise book and cut them into this size and tape them every day. Just carry one. The things you need to do before you go to bed in the night, have it on your table, on the floor, wherever you are working from. Just write them. Tomorrow, 22nd, 1, church, 2. You understand? 3, 4, 5, 6, and all that. List them on. It's not going to be perfect. The places you need to visit, the people you need to call, the emails you need to respond to is helpful for you. Number of books you need to, pages of books you need to read today. It's going to be a guide. At the end of the day, you look at it again. You tick the ones you can do, and the ones you could not do, you carry it again. 23rd of January. Carry them. Those ones will not be the first thing. So every day, so you need you're going to, at the end of the day, use 365 of this. It's helpful for you. And then have measures. See, guys, in all you're getting this year, get money. It's very important. Do you understand? So in part of it as well. So it's either you are saving money or you are making money. You see that spending of money. So how is the things you are writing down every day connecting with your goals and connecting with your income level, your attitude, your character? Do you understand? How is it connecting with all those things? It's very important. Your job. So at the end of the day, you might even need more than 365 because you might need more stickers that maybe each sticker assigns or addresses everything per hour or per every 3 hours or per every 5 hours. Assign it. Okay, I want to write a proposal. How long is it going to take you to write a proposal? 1 week, right? Okay, so that means I'm going to do like 2 weeks every day to complete this proposal. So put it there. What time do you want to do it? What time do you want to do it? Put it on that shit. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is on that program. So at that 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., you're not pressing phone and doing Instagram. Do you understand? Anybody chats you up, you can't even respond because you are on airplane mode for that period or on silence. And when you are done, you go back and go, oh, sorry, I missed your call. I missed your message. I was trying to, and all that. I have people who are like that. I have somebody on this WhatsApp group like that. She put my own message and call on a different ringtone. So everybody is the same thing. My own is different. So when I call, or when my message drop, you now respond back. Oh, sir. Yeah. But whatever that person's on his hand, you can do that too as well to the 3-4 important people in your life. Maybe your partner, your spouse, whatever it is. The 3 close people to you. You can put that, and so that when their message come in, it rings or it pushes out. But others, it goes. It's just these things just come with some level of wisdom, and I'm grateful. If there's any gift that I have, aside from several other gifts, is the gift of wisdom. Do you understand? You can't be close to me and be foolish. It's not permitted. So these things come with wisdom. You understand? Just knowing that, at the end of the day, do you understand? That is deep. in Africa. So thank you so much. I hope I answered your question. Dandy, is it Dandy? Sorry, I mean it was a what do they call it again? What's that thing called?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Danke. Thank you. I was looking for your name on the screen. What's the name again? Can we get your real name? And then just
Kayode, I just put it as Danke.
yeah, so please just for everybody to learn, when we in a session, professional impactful sessions like this, you want to put your name or the name of your company. Like, you see, we have Gold Villa Media. I know it's Prince, but you just want to put your full name. Is that okay, Kayode?
All right, sir.
Yeah, just to help you understand. I'm sorry about that, but just to help,
Yes,
Yeah,
very right. Very correct.
Thank you. All right.
Actually, I just want to appreciate the webinar tonight. It's an eye opener, and I'll get some information from you, and which I know that I may not be doing the right thing before, but now I need to restart again and reprioritize my activities and set goals with action too. Thank you so much. Though I joined the platform not too long, this December last year, and I promise to be active on it and to be following all the activity that is going on, so that I can be one of the people that impact others too, not just me. Thank you so much for the webinar and all the informations. They are well taken, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you would love to join the WhatsApp group. You need to. Can somebody respond to that very quickly? Put our office number there quickly so that the person can. So we have just a quick announcement before I get anybody raise up their hands for any questions or any input. I feel fulfilled though today. I feel really fulfilled, even though I didn't cover everything I wanted to share. I was just going through my notes. I'm like, whoa, I had 7 pages. I think I only touched about 4 of it. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So to be a member of the Real platform, please, you can contact that number on the screen. If you're on YouTube, please put it there on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please put it there on Facebook. Or you can just send a message to, any of the chat rooms there, any messenger or message, whatever there. And then someone is going to reach you from the office. Every Monday, we have what we call Money Monday at the Real platform, where we discuss money, and it's been very impactful. We have a team of people working together to ensure that we have a great and impactful time on Mondays. And it's basically talking about money. But I'm sure with the announcement I made to Taufik, Taufik has been doing an awesome job. In fact, I was talking to somebody about him, about the fact that you're talking about money, and then every Monday for the past 2 years, or 1 year plus, we've been doing Money Monday. If you apply those principles that has been taught, you won't even have money problems. Anybody that has money problem in Real platform, wallahi, the person has not been following Money Monday. In this year, if everything that was taught last year, just go back to it and apply it this year, you'll be fine with money. I tell you. I went through it. But I submit myself to learn, and it's been helpful. So Money Monday, and then we have Fit Business. Fit Business is about to start. I'm sure you guys also have, so you can, it's on our WhatsApp platform. They're going to reach out if you want to be, that it's for our members, right? So the next one is Fit Business, right? So Fit Business training is also very good. This year we have about ₦1 million for those in Nigeria. It's majorly going to be for those in Nigeria that is up for grab, after going through the training for 2 months. Last year we gave out to support businesses about I think 500,000 or so. But this year it's quantum leap. We're going to get to that point where we would start talking in dollars, like $1 million, $5 million. But this year we have $1 million support businesses, and you can go through the training first, and then there will be a test process to it, exam, and then you'll be interviewed. You have to make your pitch. and then the first 3 people will get to have, you know, this at the end of that period. The three successful candidates with best business pitch, you know, we receive a grant. So, but first step, you have to be a member of the Real platform. And again, of course, I talked to us about the UK meeting in April, our US meeting in October. Yeah, Bridget. And then after Bridget, we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much, guys. I think I also need to go. Bridget, over to you.
You doing? Okay. Okay. So I've been like trying to find out a way to phrase this because it's really.
But don't have the answer. People are gonna start to answer for me or Dr. Tosi.
Okay. So I want to know about, is there something like you putting more, like so much pressure on yourself that it feels like you're not moving? You may be doing things, right? You may be okay. I'll give you. I'll just use. Sometime this week, I called Miss Julie, and this year it's not going. It's already started to look like last year. All the things I planned, you know, there's some people I was supposed to hear back from based on maybe work or stuff like that, and it seemed like it was going slow, and everything is just. I'm like, I wanted to do this thing at so time. I know there's no timeline for success, like you said, but I wanted to achieve this thing by this time, and I have not, and I'm still here, and I'm, you know, and she's like, calm down. You did this, you finished this course, you did, like, she had to remind me of the things that I have done, and help me understand that, okay, just take a deep breath, take your time. So I want to know, is that like a problem to expect so much from yourself? Like, it now becomes overwhelming.
That's a dicey question. And then I think that's the right answer that she gave to you, right? That's a good response to it. And that's what I would have said first. Like, you want to count your blessings and celebrate every strides, right? Every strides, like they say, you know, count your blessings and celebrate every single stride. That's the first thing, right? Now, there's such thing as overburdening yourself. There's something like that, really, right? But at the same time, too, it is important that you define what is comfort and convenience, and then what is expectations. Do you understand? And then also know, like I said, when your standards are not in correlation with your expectations, then what you need to work on is not the expectation. What you need to work on is the standards. And the standard you have to break into chunks. Because, for example, now, if what is required of you, now you're putting pressure on yourself that I must have masters this year. I must have masters. Now, it's fine. Thank you so much. So it's fine you want to have masters this year, but can you have masters this year? Do you understand, Bridget? Can you actually have it this year? I don't know. Maybe in some countries, yes, you can, but the kind of masters I know, I don't think you can have it this year, but you can start the process this year. Do you understand? So now, writing MSc accounting 2023, you can begin. Do you understand? So that your choice of words when you write these things down is also very important. So you don't begin to put yourself under unnecessary, undue pressure. Do you understand? But every one of us need pressure to move. Everything you have seen that is working or that is of high value in this world has to go through some kind of pressure. Gold has to go through some kind of pressure, right? Petrol that you are buying, kerosene, has to go through some kind of pressure. You want to drink tea, it has to go through some either cold pressure or hot pressure. It has to go. The food you are eating, majority of it has to go through some kind of pressure. So we must go through that pressure. at some point in time. Now, your attitude and your disposition towards those pressure is what determines if it will become negative to you or not. Do you understand? So we just need to understand that, okay, this is the standards, this is expectations, but it's my standard in correlation with my expectations. So I'm not going to bother about this expectation, because you need to have, every human being, every one of us on this call, you need to have expectations, which we could call it goals, we could call it whatever you want to call it, it's fine. A resolution, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. It has to be there, and it has to be solid. It has to be solid, really solid, because it has to take care of you and your generation. So it has to be solid. But now, is your standard in correlation with it? If it is not, then now what are the standards? What are the, and I have those questions. I asked us to go through those questions. What are the standards that you need to put together to achieve that, expectation, that goal? Now, if you have put in all the standards and you are still not achieving those goals, right? That's where process and patience comes to play. And that's why I kept talking about consistently, and consistently, right? Consistently growing, constantly reading, constantly working on the relationship, constantly putting in the energy. You have to consistently go back again, repeat the process. I said something about repetition and consistency. Go back, repeat the process, because you are patient, because you know there's a process. So you're going back to repeat it. You're going back to knock on that door. You're going back to, you understand what I'm trying to say? But our disposition, that's why you also need to know your level. How much fire can you take? Because the level of fire that I can take is different from the level of fire that Prince can take. You understand? But over time, challenges of life and pressure has made me, and my disposition towards it has helped me to build some thick skin to some kind of fire that maybe he hasn't. And there are things that he's exposed to too as well that has made him build thick skin on some aspects that when he starts sharing with me, I'm like, Baba, I'm not there yet. Do you understand? But thank you for sharing. And then he shares with me, and then I now start developing myself to build that same thick skin, because I know somewhere in the nearest future I might need it. That's why association too matters when it comes to all these things we're talking about. You got it?
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Excellent. Who was that? Buhari, right?
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Buhari.
Yeah, thank you very much for the session. It is so impactful. I do have one particular limitation for myself, especially when I learn something. I just don't want it to let go, to just go like down the drain. I would want to intentionally try my bit, no matter how long it will take to internalize and apply it. That way, I see myself distancing myself from people I'm looking up to as my mentors, because I don't want to even just go back to them and be saying, this is what I've done, this is where I am. I just want to go back to them to tell them I have done it. But then I discover that it is hammering and destroying that bond with my mentor. I shared it some time ago with Dorothy, but now I identify one of my weaknesses, and I see this a part of the standards. So when you realize yourself and understand the standard that you need to get up there, then you building yourself to achieve that. But it is difficult. How, sir? How do you think? What kind of energy do you think someone can gather to build on his identified weaknesses? And even how can he even identify his weaknesses? Is it based on the stand or his goals, or what he was focusing on achieving? How, sir? These are just my questions.
I don't think I can't help you find your weaknesses, but I can point you to it, right? Based on weaknesses vary at different levels, right? Based on what is thrown at you, then it exposes it exposes you to seeing the fact that I know my weaknesses, and I really don't overflog it. I just try as much as possible not to give attention to it. And I focus more on my strengths and keep improving on my strength, right? Now, and the ways you can improve. So right now, you would find out that what was once your weakness in 2022 or 2020 is currently not a weakness anymore right now, because you found out that it was a weakness in 2020, and in 2021 you began to work on it, and in 2022 you found out that okay, you've been able to overcome that. And then while you were trying to celebrate the fact that, oh wow, I got over this, maybe the weakness is, you like to sleep too much, and now you found out over time that you've been able to work on that, based on exposing yourself to materials, books, webinars like this, mentorship, and all that. And then you worked on that, you got better at it, probably even got some tea, like I do at times, just to, mine is even, people are, I'm taking tea to sleep while people are battling with too much sleep, you see? So, so using that as an example, when I found out that it is a weakness, and then I began to work on it, because even not sleeping enough is a weakness. It's an issue that I need to deal with because of health, right? So, and then oversleeping is a disease as well, because you can't sleep your life out. Failure is knocking on the door. So, because time is money. So find out at every level. You get about that now, you now get into 2022, and then you're asked to speak at a webinar like this, and then you find out that your legs are shaking. You can't talk. You prepared a 7-page note like I have prepared, and then you finish the 7-page notes in 3 minutes. And then you're now asking yourself, what's left to talk about? And then you find out, oh, public speaking is one of my challenges. Because and I don't really, that's why, if you notice, I've been careful using the word weakness, because I see them more as challenges, not as weakness. It is what it is when you call it what it is not, because it's not really a weakness. It's just a challenge that you would overcome if you give attention to it. And the best way to overcome what you call weaknesses, which I call challenges, is exposure to materials, being genuinely sincere and real with yourself that this I need to work on. Get books around it, get materials around it. Use Google very well. Use YouTube extremely well, very important. And then have conversations with your mentor too about it. And then there are some things you call a weakness that you don't even attempt to it. Just let it go, because it's not, it's going to die off with time. You see, what you feed is what grows. Do you understand? What you feed is what grows. If you have a habit, for example, that is a weakness, because you consistently, it urges you, it pushes you, it wants you to do it. It wants you to feed it. But when you starve it, it dies. Over time. It could be bumpy in the sense that you get over, you bounce back, you get over, you bounce back. You have to be intentionally telling yourself that this habit, this attitude, this character, I want to improve on it. I want to improve on it. I want to improve on it. You keep reminding yourself, and you build around you a relationship that makes you know that this is not who you want to be. They call you to it. And rather than running from them, hiding from them, you are open to them and letting them know that, hey, this is me. I mean, it is again. It has happened again. You understand? But if you fall 7 times, you want to rise up. But when you're rising up, you want to rise up with something in your hand to let you know that you're not going back there anymore. Those are how to deal with what we call weaknesses or challenges, right? The association you keep around you is not feeding it. You understand? The movies you watch is not feeding it. The thoughts you process is not feeding it. Do you get? So you want to read books around that, and all that, like I said, and then talk to your mentor too about that. And then anybody saying that he or she is waiting to only show his or her mentor the trophies they get has missed it already, because that's not the purpose of mentorship. I'm not after your trophies, everybody here. I'm not after your trophies. I want to be in that fire. You understand? I want to be in that river. I want, as much as I want to see those trophies, I want to see them as a result of the fire that we went through, the principles that you were taught, that you applied. So the trophy for you is a trophy shared with me, but my joy is not the trophy, in quote. My joy is the process that you were here and now you are here, and we were able to walk that path together based on standards, principles, you understand, policies, and all the things that you need to, and you followed through. You were shouted on, you were corrected, you were fought, you were chastised. You understand? You were like, what the heck are you doing? All those things, just because you have the right mindset in that relationship, knowing that the purpose of that is because you have to be brought back to track consistently every year, back to back, and everybody needs it. I'm there to have people that do that. To me, not people, maybe one or two persons, because too much is also too much. You know, too much is too much. So yeah, that's what you want to do. You know, don't wait until, but of course, every mentor wants you to go and apply what has been taught. That's the joy of mentorship. My mentor wants me to go and apply what I have been taught. Went through a discussion, you know, with her towards the end of last year, towards this year. And it's their joy that, okay, we're doing webinars. They're seeing it now. They're like, okay, thumbs up, good. That's what we're talking about. You know, you're pouring into people. The whole idea is pour, keep pouring. When you pour into them, come back, we'll charge. We'll recharge you. Then go back again, charge. Let them go back again and charge. Because we have people here who are also mentors. Do you understand? So that's how it flows. And the person I call mentor, I know her. You understand? So it's that's how it works. But I'm not interested in your trophy, because that one is certain. You will get it. It's already standing on the stool, like you want to run a race. You'll be looking at the trophy now, ahead of you there. But the truth of the matter, if you don't run that race and chase that tape, you won't get that trophy. So the trophy is certain. It's constant. But the process to getting the trophy is where the issue is. That's where you needed mentorship, and that's where mentorship comes into play. That, hey, I'm not just a mentor, I'm a life coach. So let's do this together. The one I cannot do, I will talk to people that has answers to it, and then we'll do it. We push on again, we'll do it. But when you are told to do something and you don't do it, then you come back again to ask for more. It's frustrating. Go and do the one I told you to do now first, and get results on that first. Don't complain. Go and do it. It works. It can work. Or yeah, add these skills to it. Add this principle to it. Or yeah, go back again and go and do it. Until you get that result, we can't move to the next level. So you are wanting to move to the next level, but you've not gotten the result at this level. Does that make sense? So, I mean, mentorship is a topic on its own that, I mean, we can talk about it some other time. But that's going to be my bit on that for you. Buhari, thank you so much, guys. It's been a wonderful time, and we can't take any more questions. If there are any more questions, we can discuss that on our WhatsApp group. But I really want to say that I appreciate your patience to go through this process. People came, people left, you stayed all through. Thank you. And we have people on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Thank you so much, guys. And don't forget to follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. They have different handle names. I really hope one day we can consolidate those handles so they can have just @official_real platform. But the Instagram is @official_real platform. And I think the same thing. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Facebook and Instagram is @official_real platform. And then Twitter is @DReal platform. Okay, so please do that. And then, you know, find time to always like what we post and make some comments underneath it. You can go there as well and share your thoughts about this webinar. We'll appreciate it. It goes a long way to help us do better and become better, right? Thank you so much, guys, and love you, and have a beautiful night rest. And for those of us who is in the night, for those of us who is in daytime, we still have some more hours. I'm sending you hugs from here and let you guys know that I love you. And we'll see you again. The next webinar will be coming up soon. Watch out for the advert. I think that will be on love and relationship, because you know how we do it in February, right? All right then.